Where is the energy, man? How are you all this evening? Yes, that's good. Okay, as Sam said, you all have taken care of your body, your muscles, and so on. Now we are going to talk to you something of interest to you. Firstly, I propose to make this introduction or this talk as dialogue oriented. I'm not going to talk for next 10 minutes. We'll get bored and we'll go to sleep. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a few questions, which one of you or some of you or all of you can answer at your choice. What do you want in life? You tell me first. What do you want in life? Happiness and content. Healthy and wealthy, right? Okay. Yeah. You can't go to a shop and buy happiness and content. Is it available in any shop? I can't buy it. I wish I could buy it, but I can't buy it.
That's Ajay.
Hey, you want eco? That is what I did in this college, man. Don't compete with me. It was 1970 to 1974. In fact, 1969 to 1974. I was in this college and I did statistics and economics. Very difficult to get. Yeah, that shows there are more intelligent people today, you know, because that time it was available for the asking, but there were not many intelligent people, you know. Right. After that, I went to Bombay University, did my postgrad in economics, but specializing in econometrics and mathematical economics. Then subsequently went to the S.P. Jain Institute of Management and Research for Masters in Management Studies, MMS. Since I'm the student of this college, let me say with pride one thing. In spite of my visual impairment, I was the first person in the world to have competed with the sighted ones to gain admission to compete in the entrance examination, which is supposed to be quantitative and speed oriented, and getting into MMS not from the back door but from the front door with merit. Well, you need to clap once more. You know why? If I can do it, you can do it. I don't believe that I'm extraordinary. In fact, I'm one of the most laziest guys I have ever seen in my life. If a lazy guy can do it, each one of you here in this room can do it better. I believe in this. That's why we are here. So, someone told me I want to buy happiness and contentment. I'm sorry, friend, it is not available in the shop. It's not available. But I can buy something which will give me that. Like in economics, we say, I consume because I derive utility. Right. Now, if I want to consume something, I want to consume a product or a service. What do I need fundamentally? If I want to consume something, if I want to have a cup of tea, what do I have to do first? I have to go to the canteen, shell some money out of my pocket, right? Then only the guy is going to give me tea. So friends, while money is not important everything in life, they say no, money is not important in life because there are credit and debit cards also. But while money is not everything in life, but money gets you everything what you want. So we need money. Now let me ask you a very simple question. You have 100 rupees today with you, and you have 100 rupees? Okay. Now I come to you and say, look, why don't you invest this money into my company or in a particular share or whatever it is? You're going to ask me two questions immediately. Look, by asking me to invest, you are asking me to save. By asking me to save, You are asking me to postpone my present consumption. What you're suggesting to me, if I can buy a product for 100 rupees today, and on account of inflation, the product is going to cost me 110 rupees next year at 10% inflation, I don't mind giving this money to you, provided you will give me more than 110 rupees. Am I right or wrong? Therefore, you are money costs money. Money is not free. Nothing, of course, in this world is free, except air. Because as on today, it is abundantly available. But a time will come where we'll put a meter into your nose and charge you because clean air will become scarce. So we need return on the money. The second question that you're going to ask me is this investment safe? Will I get my money back? Like if you have 100 rupees today, and if I ask you to give it to me, you're not going to give it to me because you will say, oh, who's this guy? You're not going to give it to me because you are seeing a risk in lending that money to me. Whereas if a post office fellow comes to you or a company Reliance comes to you, you don't mind giving that money because you're assured of your money coming back along with the return. So friends, we want, number one, money in life. We don't mind postponing the present consumption to the future consumption, provided the rate of return that I'm getting should cover my inflation and also should take care of my risk. What is a stock market? Stock market is nothing but an institutional arrangement wherein we encourage people to save by encouraging them to postpone their present consumption to future consumption. Or stock market is a market. See, any market you have to buy and sell something. No. In the stock market, you sell present consumption, you buy future consumption, and that costs you a price. And that is called the return. And in investments, as I said, we should also take into account the risk component. Because lending money to company A and company B, even though the returns may be the same, are not iso risky. You have got to look at the risk differently. This is the entire subject of risk management. Now, I was also asked to talk to you what are the professional careers available to you. So as I go along, I'll talk to you. So the first thing, the career that you can look at is today, with the help of screen reading softwares, you can do what is called net trading. It's possible. Recently, National Depository imposed a rule saying that the blind person should bring somebody else and personally come to the office to execute the demat order. People like Sam and others took it up, strong advocacy, and by that we have got the circular reverted. I think we should give a clap for that. Let me tell you, this is a greatest step which has happened in favor of the blind persons. So now you have no problem. Software is available, policy is available. You have to sit at the computer and do the trading. But along with that, you need what is called a domain knowledge. You must read. Again today, papers are coming. Some of them are coming even on the net. You should not hesitate asking your friends to read out items of interest to you, either in the college or wherever you go. Keep a focus on company affairs, corporate affairs, how the market is moving, and where you can make money. Simple example I'll give you. Just a week before, we came to know that the gas finds of Reliance in Godavari Krishna Basin, the government is going to fix a price. We know upfront that when Reliance is involved, obviously the pricing also will be favorable. We all know this. It's pure sense of economics. Now, if you had bought Reliance just a week before, let's say 1600 rupees, today the latest quote I have is 2052. You would have made straight away 400 rupees, which is 25% in 1 week. You calculate what is the return per annum. 25% into 52. If you have lost the bus, who is responsible? You are responsible. So, stock investment is a very interesting area, which either you can do it for yourself or you can do it for your clients. You can join a broker firm and you can do it. Secondly, friends, banking. What is a bank after all? You raise money at the lowest cost possible, both retail and wholesale. You lend money at the highest return possible, and your profit is the return that you earn minus the cost you pay. That's called net interest income for a bank. In this, of course, without going to details, we need to factor into what is called the non-performing assets. What I mean is, I know for sure if I lend 100 rupees and 5 rupees is not going to come to me at all, and my target is to earn 10%, I must earn 10% on 95, not on 100. And 10% on 95 is much more than 10% on 100. So you must keep that factor into mind, accordingly build up your logic. Now, can a visually impaired person work in a bank? My answer is yes. I do not see any problem for a visually impaired person to get into the marketing of, or what are called direct selling agents for the banks, whereby you sell the banking products, savings bank accounts, current accounts, insurance products, portfolio products, mutual fund investments, and any other banking products. Particularly if you focus on the rural side, let me tell you, there is very great potential lying out there. Our Honorable Finance Minister have been saying from time to time about what is called financial inclusion. What does this mean? It means with all our best of efforts, still about 40 to 50% of population of this country is lying outside the banking reach. Just take into account this country's population. And even if you can hope to increase by 10%, just imagine what kind of business you are developing, both for you and for the bank. So, direct selling agents. And on the lending side, which I am working, because I can only lend others money, I can't lend my own money. First thing, I don't have money to lend. Second thing, even if I lend, I'm not sure I'm going to get it back. Till it is others' money, I don't mind lending it. Like they say, no, the bankers are those guys who will lend you an umbrella when it shines and takes it away when it rains. That's what we are here. So, what we do, we look at telecom, power, steel, petrochemicals, paper, cement, infrastructure like roads, ports, civil aviation, etc., textiles. And we keep lending money, taking into account what is called the due diligence of the proposals that we get. We do an analysis, technical, financial, commercial, what kind of risk it carries. And finally, we recommend to the management, yes, you can lend the money here on these terms. No, you cannot lend the money on these terms. This, I feel, if I'm doing with somewhat quality, because it's the very fact that I haven't yet been kicked out by my bank for the past 22 years, I should be doing well, isn't it? Do you believe that? Yeah. I should be, otherwise I would have got kicked out. Okay. So if I can do it with some reasonable amount of quality, every one of you can do better. I believe in that. So that's the third career option I thought I should talk to you. And Sam, tell me when I stop. Okay. Yeah. Now let me just mention one or two other areas before getting into. One area which is very important, very interesting for the visually impaired persons is to look at financial journalism. Like you can write about equity, you can write about corporate affairs, you can write about mutual funds, you can write about the economic development, you can write about financial markets. There is enough scope today to study, analyze and write. If you have reasonable good amount of English, good quality, good knowledge of English, and have an understanding of the domain financial knowledge, I'm sure you can take it up. This is a very interesting career profession. One more area which I have also been doing with some reasonable amount of success is teaching. There's a joke, that if you fail in your profession, become a teacher. I exclude Sam from this, please. Then I asked him, sir, if I fail as a teacher also, what do I do? Become a consultant. Become a? Okay, good enough. Good. Yeah. So, yeah, you can tell everything to everybody, but don't have to practice. So, what I'm saying is, teaching is a very, very interesting profession that you should very seriously consider. Now I'll go into how you can get there. Friends, nothing is easy in this world. Let me tell you a small experience of my own. When I was in the school, for the first time when my vision was affected, overnight I was plunged into total darkness, which was highly traumatic to me. Anyway, after some treatment, some amount of about 50-60% of my vision could be restored. But 5 years of my precious education was lost because my parents didn't know about Braille, they didn't know about NAB, they didn't know all these things. So they thought, it's over now. Anyway, we'll support you. So 5 years I lost. I had a friend in my neighborhood. She told me one day, Ram, I want you to do MBA. Now believe, I did not know what is MBA at that time. Nor she knew. Remember, we are talking about kids of 13, 14 and maybe 10, 11. I don't think anyone will understand what is MBA. But I don't know where she heard it. But believe me, that became my dream. Right from that day, of course, I came back to school with NAB's support. I studied in this very college where I had excellent friends. Unfortunately, when I was in this college, again my vision deteriorated. First 2 years, I had done my own work in this college. For the next 2 years, I had to depend on others. I went to university, management and so on. But believe me one thing, at all the time, the 3-letter word MBA was in my focus. I never allowed my focus to shift this side and that side. So, if you want to get anywhere, first you should have a very strong dream. How many of you have a dream here? Yes, sir, we see dream every night. That's not a dream I'm talking. I am not talking about the dream. Do you have a dream? If you say, I have dreams, then you are not having a dream. Because believe me, you can have only one single dream. If you have the dream, let people laugh at you, no problem. Let people ridicule you. My uncle told me, why do you want to do MBA? After all, you're going to become a telephone operator. In every, both Hindu, our Hindu Puranas, the uncles play a very important role. I too had such an uncle, Why MBA? What are you going to do? Anyway, you're going to do telephone operating. I told him, MBA is my dream. Telephone operating is my job. Please don't mix up these two. Do you have a dream? How many of you have a dream here? Be honest. If you don't have a dream, doesn't matter, go back and develop a dream today. If you want to get anywhere in your life, number one and number last, you must have a dream. It's not enough to have a dream. If I dream that I want to become a prime minister of this country, it's a daydream. That's the great sentence. Action without vision is a daydream. And vision without action is a nightmare. Maybe I said the other way. Vision without action is a daydream. And action without vision is a nightmare. So you have got to have the vision. Also, you must have an action plan to achieve it. So if I dream I want to become the prime minister of this country, I need to do something about it. I can't go and sit under an apple tree and hope that the apple will fall on my head and I'll invent gravitational theory. It won't happen. Newton was lucky. If I were Newton, I would have taken the apple, eaten and forget about it. Why bother, yaar? But that's what made Newton. That's the only difference between Ramkrishna and Newton. Because Newton said, why did the apple fall down first? Let it fall. What's the problem, boss? Second question he asked, why did it fall vertically? That gave not only rise to gravitational theory, please remember friends, it also gave rise to calculus. Even though historically calculus was an Indian invention, but doesn't matter, let's give credit to Mr. Newton or Sir Isaac Newton for invention of calculus also. Okay, so remember, small instances can lead to great results. You know, when Neil Armstrong, when he landed on the moon, what did he say? A small step by a man is a big leap for the mankind. Don't forget that. I might have been the first person to do visual, management. I might have taken a very small step, but please remember, it opened up an entire area for the visually impaired person thereafter. And I'm happy about it. That's all, that's the only contribution we can make. Do something small, but achieve big results, it's possible. If you want to be, or let me put it differently, you cannot achieve extraordinary results by ordinary efforts. No. Are you willing to put out extraordinary efforts also? Are you willing to dream? Are you willing to put the action for that? Yes, that's very important. Now, if you have the action and the dream, the third thing you must remember, that action should be focused. I should not do everything and everything. If I want to become the Prime Minister of this country, I must sit down, what are my strengths? What are my